If you're over 70 and every morning the hardest part isn't walking far, but simply sitting up in bed, then I want you to listen very carefully to these first few minutes. My name is Dr. David Warren. For more than 30 years, I've worked with thousands of older patients, and there's one question I hear almost every single day in my clinic. Doctor, I'm still trying to walk, so why do I feel weaker and weaker? What concerns me isn't the question itself, it's the belief behind it. Many older adults believe that if walking makes them more tired, their body is breaking down, if they feel unsteady when standing, they're really getting old. If they're afraid of falling, it's safer to move less. But medically speaking, the truth is not that simple. After age 60, and especially after 70, the body changes in a very quiet way. It's not the heart or lungs that weaken first. It's the connection between the brain and the muscles that starts to slow down. You still have muscles, you still have joints, but they don't respond as quickly as they used to. And when you force yourself to walk before your body has been properly woken up, what happens isn't improved strength. It's this: heavier legs, stiffer joints, and a growing fear of falling. I want you to understand something very important right now. Walking isn't wrong, but for many people over 70, walking is not the starting point. Before you step outside, before you put your full body weight on your knees and hips, before you demand that your legs be stronger, your body needs something else first. It needs to be safely reactivated. Send a clear signal to the brain saying, I'm ready to move, and do that before gravity adds pressure. And that's exactly why I made this video. Today I'm going to share 5 simple bed exercises designed specifically for people over 70, or anyone who has weak legs, wakes up with stiff joints, is afraid of falling, or feels like walking is just too much. No standing, no equipment, no pain, no forcing your body, just small, targeted movements, but ones that can make a big difference in how you stand up, how you walk, and how your body feels every single day. And if you're wondering, can movements this gentle really help? I'm going to answer that with science, clinical experience, and the honesty of a doctor who spent more than half his career walking alongside older adults. Wake up the ankles, the forgotten foundation of strong legs in the human body. The ankles are the first place that sends information when you stand up or take a step. They're not just joints, they're balance sensors. After age 60 or 70, nerve receptors in the ankles become less sensitive. Blood flow to the feet decreases. Ankle joints slowly lose their natural range of motion. When that happens, the brain doesn't receive enough safety signals, and it reacts instinctively. Careful, you might fall. The result? Shorter steps, stiffer legs, and a lack of confidence from the very first step. At this stage, walking doesn't fix the root problem because the brain still doesn't fully trust the legs. When the ankles are properly reactivated, many of my patients notice less numbness in the feet in the morning, less wobbling when standing up, firmer contact with the ground, and most importantly, less fear of falling, even if just a little. And here's the thing, once fear decreases, the body moves much better. You do this exercise while still lying in bed before sitting up. How to do it? Lie on your back with your legs relaxed. Slowly rotate your right ankle in gentle circles, 8 to 10 circles in one direction, then switch directions. Repeat on the left side. Breathe normally, no rushing. Important reminders: don't move fast, don't force the range. If it feels stiff, make the circle smaller. Think of this as waking up the joint, not exercising. I often tell my patients over 70, if the foundation isn't stable, don't rush to build the upper floors. Many people try to walk to strengthen their legs, but forget the ankles, the very thing that decides whether you feel safe taking a step. If you only do one thing for your legs in the morning, start here. Just 1-2 minutes. But it's how you tell your brain, I'm still in control of my body. And when the brain believes that, the body follows. 2. Unlock the hips and lower back. Less morning stiffness, easier standing. For people over 70, the hips and lower back are usually the first areas to stiffen up. Not because you don't walk enough, but because you sit a lot, you lie down a lot, and the hip flexor muscles shorten over time. When the hips are stiff, the lower back has to compensate every time you sit up. The brain senses danger and the protective reflex kicks in, creating even more stiffness. This is a very common cycle, and most people don't realize it. When the hips are gently opened, morning back pain often decreases. Sitting up feels less strained, getting dressed, putting on shoes, and bending forward becomes easier. Many of my patients tell me, I don't have to pause anymore just to build momentum before standing. It's a small change, but it gives back a huge sense of control. You stay lying on your back. How to do it? Bend both knees, feet resting on the bed. Gently bring one knee toward your chest. Hold for 15-20 seconds. Breathe slowly. Lower the leg and switch sides. Repeat 2 to 3 times per side. Safety notes: don't pull hard. Keep shoulders and neck relaxed. If your hands are weak, hold behind the thigh instead of the knee. I often remind patients, don't force yourself upright when your body isn't ready to bend yet. Many cases of lower back pain in older adults don't come from the spine. They come from forgotten hips. This exercise won't make you stronger overnight, but it helps your body stop fighting you in the morning. And once the body stops resisting, standing up, walking, and turning all become easier. 3. Lubricate the knees. Releasing that heavy, stuck feeling. After age 70, many people describe their knees as heavy, stuck, like a rusty hinge that hasn't moved in years. This isn't only cartilage wear. Another major factor is loss of smooth, controlled knee movement. When the knee isn't gently bending and straightening, joint fluid doesn't circulate well. Thigh muscles go dormant. The brain receives a message: this joint isn't stable. And once the brain doubts stability, everything becomes harder than necessary. When the knees are properly lubricated, people often notice less stiffness when standing up, smoother first steps, more confidence on stairs. Most importantly, that feeling of "my legs won't listen" starts to fade. This is a very gentle movement, but it works deep. How to do it? Lie on your back with legs extended. Slowly slide your right heel along the bed. Bending the knee. Keep the heel in contact with the bed. When you reach a comfortable bend, pause for 1 to 2 seconds, slide the leg back down. Repeat 10-12 times per side. Duojai la bandich sang tieng an. Fongkach van noi tun hien. Jungjong. My Fu Hop Jejok voiceover. YouTube Voy Persona. Dr. David Warren, quick tip. Imagine your leg moving through warm water. Slow and steady is always better than fast. I always tell my patients, your knees don't like being ignored, but they also don't like being forced. A lot of people fall into one of two extremes. They're afraid to move at all, or they try to push too hard. This exercise sits right in the middle. If every morning you feel heavy legs, knees that don't want to straighten, and that very first step feels like the hardest one, then this is a gentle way to say to your knees, let's start again, slowly. 4. Release the shoulders and upper back. Breathe deeper, stand taller. Without strain, many people over 70 believe stiff shoulders are just old age. A rounded back means weak bones. But in real clinical practice, I see a much more common cause. The shoulders and upper back have simply been still for too long. When you spend a lot of time sleeping, lying down, or sitting, the chest muscles tighten, the shoulders roll forward, the upper spine stops extending the way it should. This doesn't just affect posture, it also limits breathing, sends the brain a signal that the body is tired, and leaves you feeling low on energy right from the start of the day. When the shoulders and upper back are gently opened up, many patients notice. Breathing feels easier, sitting up feels less hunched, everyday arm movements, getting dressed, reaching, brushing hair, feel more comfortable. Some even tell me, this morning my chest felt lighter and my head felt clearer. That's a very natural response when your breathing is freed up. You stay lying on your back. No need to sit up. How to do it? Place both arms alongside your body. Slowly raise both arms overhead, or as far as feels comfortable. Hold for 2-3 seconds, lower the arms, slowly repeat 8 to 12 times. Important reminders. Don't strain your neck. Don't force your arms if your shoulders feel tight. Inhale as your arms lift. Exhale as they come back down. I often remind my patients, the way you breathe in the morning sets the tone for your entire day. When the shoulders and upper back are locked up, you'll often feel tired, short of breath, stiff, and less flexible. This exercise isn't about working the shoulders. It's about giving space back to your chest and your breath. And when breathing becomes deeper and easier, everything that follows, standing, walking, balance, starts to feel smoother and more comfortable. 5. Wake up the glutes and core. The key to standing strong without fear. If I had to choose the most important muscle group for people over 70, I would choose the glutes and the core. Not because they help you walk fast, but because they help you. Get out of bed, stand up from a chair, turn your body, and stay balanced when something unexpected happens. The problem is this. After years of sitting more, moving less, and fearing falls, these muscles don't disappear. They simply stop getting called on by the brain. When the brain can't activate the glutes, the thighs work overtime, the lower back takes over, and every attempt to stand becomes stressful. When the glutes are properly reactivated, older adults often notice standing up requires less effort, turning feels more stable, that deep feeling of weakness starts to fade. One patient once told me, I didn't feel stronger right away, but I felt steadier. And in geriatric medicine, being steady matters more than being strong. This is a very gentle exercise, but it requires awareness. How to do it. Lie on your back, bend both knees, feet flat on the bed, gently squeeze your glute muscles. Hold for 3-5 seconds, relax, repeat 8 to 10 times. If it feels comfortable, you can lift your hips just slightly. Only a few inches, not high, not for long. Important reminders. Don't hold your breath. Don't arch your lower back. Feel the effort coming from your glutes, not your spine. I always tell my patients over 70, you don't need to be as strong as you used to be. You just need to be steady enough to feel safe. Many people avoid movement not because they're lazy, but because standing up feels unsafe every single time. This exercise sends a very clear message to the brain. I have support. And when the brain receives that message, fear goes down and movement starts to feel natural again. If you remember just one thing from this video, let it be this. Your body isn't broken. It just hasn't been woken up the right way. After 70, movement isn't about pushing harder. It's about starting in the right place. You don't need to walk long distances, lift heavy weights, or force yourself to be like anyone else. You only need a few minutes each morning, small intentional movements, and a little patience with your own body. These 5 bed exercises aren't meant to turn you into someone else. They're meant to help you become a steadier version of yourself. Getting up with less effort, walking with more confidence, and starting the day with less fear. If tomorrow morning you don't feel like doing all 5, that's okay. Pick the 2 that feel easiest. Listen to your body, let it guide you. I've seen many patients change, not in one dramatic day, but in very ordinary mornings, when they chose to treat their bodies with a little more kindness. If this video helped you understand your body just a bit better, please subscribe to the channel so I can continue walking with you on a safe, science-based, and sustainable movement journey after 60 and 70. And if you know someone who has weak legs, is afraid of falling, or believes it's too late to start now, share this video with them. Sometimes a gentle beginning is all the body needs. Important note, this video is for educational purposes only and does not replace personalized medical advice. If you have underlying conditions or specific symptoms, please consult your healthcare provider directly.